What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, lightweight turned superstar, title contender, Rolando Romero. 14 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 12 wins by way of knockout. He is 26 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. He's coming off of a knockout loss to undefeated 3-division world champion, superstar boxer, Gervonta Tank Davis, who is 27 wins now, no loss, no draw, 25 big wins by way of knockout. He is 27 years of age, 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. With that said, Rolly Romero, he says that he's found more stardom and more people approach him and like him since the loss, since the fight with Gervonta Tank Davis, and since losing. And he made a comment in reference to a guy who's a friend of Gervonta Tank Davis, a former world champion in his own right, in Robert E. Bunny Easter Jr. Okay? Robert Easter Jr. is a superstar boxer. Robert Easter is 23 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 14 wins by way of knockout. He's 31 years of age, 5'11" with a 76-inch arm reach. Extremely tall, extremely long arms, okay? And Robert Easter, he suffered a major setback recently when he was, in February, when he was shot 3 times, okay, in an attempted robbery. So with that said, you know, Rolando Rolly Romero, he understands that Robert Easter and Gervonta Tank Davis are friends, and he makes a reference to, you know, somebody being, you know, shot or something, and Robert Easter fans started to go at Rolando Rolly Romero, to which Rolando Rolly Romero responded, I wasn't even talking about Robert Easter, right? But, you know, he could get knocked out too, right? So now he's starting to go at Robert Easter Jr., right? And again, like I said, he has a newfound popularity and stardom, okay? And, you know, this would actually be a big fight for Robert Easter to come back at this point in time, right? So then Rolando Rolly Romero responds by saying Dead Bunny, right? Hashtag Dead Bunny, right? And he says, I was actually talking about the Bullet Train movie, but Robert Easter don't want his beat by me, right? So he was, his tweet was removed, right? Because of the, you know, the content of it, right? And because of what was said, you know. So he stated that, you know, I wasn't even talking about Robert Easter. He was actually talking about a movie. The reference he made was to a movie, but, you know, he could easily fight and beat Robert Easter as well, right? So he then responds by saying, you know, he could be a Dead Bunny, so on and so forth, right? Again, this would be, you know, Robert Easter has been out the ring for quite some time. Obviously, you know, he suffered a major setback in this unfortunate chain of events and situation that took place. And, you know, the storyline would be huge, right? Robert Easter is very long, very technically sound, very skilled, okay? You know, beautiful boxing skills, tough at times when he wants to fight in the pocket and exchange. He can do that. He'd do that as well. You know, so with that said, you know, it would be an entertaining fight. You know, Robert Easter is not the biggest talker, but he is a talker. You know, I thought Robert Easter had the skills to, you know, his only loss on his resume was to 4-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer Mikey Garcia, in which he was giving Mikey Garcia problems, and then he decided that he wanted to stay in the pocket and exchange and trade with Mikey Garcia. Then he got dropped in the fight. You know, I guess he felt like he had to, you know, press the fight at that point in time. He then started to fight in the pocket, you know, much taller than Mikey Garcia, who's 5'6", with a 66-inch arm reach, 67-inch arm reach. Robert Easter has nearly a 10-inch arm reach advantage over Mikey Garcia, a 5-inch height advantage over Mikey Garcia, and he gave it all up. In the beginning of the fight, like I said, you know, he was boxing beautiful against Mikey Garcia, using his height, using his range, you know, using his skill set. He's quicker than Mikey Garcia, but he made a error. He got dropped, and then he started pressing the fight, started fighting in the pocket, giving up his height, and Mikey Garcia was getting the best of him. Mikey Garcia won. It was a unification bout for the WBC and the IBF title. So Mikey Garcia then won the fight, and that's the blemish on his resume. And then he has the draw with Rances Bartholomew, who recently was stopped by Gary Anton Russell. I thought it was a premature stoppage. It was a nip and tuck back and forth fight, but it was exciting. I thought Gary Anton Russell was winning the fight. I thought he was on the verge of winning the fight. He dropped Rances Bartholomew, but the referee saw enough and waved the white towel. And I thought it was premature. I thought Rances could have continued in the fight. He was very visibly upset. The crowd was upset, so, that was a draw for Robert Easter, and Rolly Romero, he's very aggressive. He's not the most fundamentally sound, skilled boxer, but he's very aggressive. He does have power. He's very exciting. He talks of a fight. And this would be, if Robert Easter is physically able to resume his boxing career. Nobody has heard anything from him since, he has came on social media and said that he was good and he was all right, and he was doing better, but as far as resuming his boxing career, nobody's heard from Robert Easter in that aspect, okay? But again, this would be entertaining, it would be a good fight, if Rolly Romero was to beat Robert Easter Jr., that would be the biggest win on Rolly's career, okay, on his record. If he was to beat Robert Easter Jr., okay, that would be the biggest win in Rolly's career. Robert Easter last posted July, but he didn't say anything about resuming his boxing career or things of that nature, but he is on social media, so we got to see how that plays out as far as what's next for Robert Easter, but again, he's only 31 years of age. Adrian Broner, only 32, 33 years of age. It just seems like Robert Easter is much older because of his inactivity. He's just not very active in the sport of boxing. He since losing to Mikey Garcia, definitely wasn't active. He wasn't active before it, but he definitely wasn't active after it, and his career is very, very promising, you know what I mean? So we have to see, how it plays out, for Robert Easter. But again, this would be the perfect fight for him to put his name back on the map, because Rolly Romero's name is hot. You understand what I'm saying? He has a very hot name right now. And that's a very winnable fight for Robert Easter. With his ability to box, with his ability to use his range, his size, he does have power, to use his fundamental skill set, to keep him at bay. He's with the PBC, Premier Boxing Champions. He's with Showtime President Sports, Steven Espinosa. So it's an easy fight to be made, you know what I mean? And if, again, he uses his intangibles, his physical advantages, he could outbox Rolly. We saw Rolly was getting outboxed by Jackson Marinas, okay? The fight with Gervonta Tank Davis, there's not much to take from that, because he was very aggressive. He was pressing the fight, but Tank was fighting on the back foot the entire night, trying to set up that knockout that he eventually got over Rolando Rolly Romero. So it wasn't much boxing going on. With Robert Easter, he can box like Jackson Marinas. So if he boxes in that manner, keeps him at bay, he can definitely put his name on the map. This is definitely a winnable fight for Robert Easter, and it will be a big win and a big way to put his name back in the hat at 140, 135. Those divisions are hot. They hot. You got Gary Anton Russell. You got Teofimo Lopez going back to the division. Josh Taylor decided that he's staying there. Regis Prograis, the Rougarou, is fighting Zepeda for the vacant WBC title, or the WBA title. I don't remember which one it is. So you got these big names. Then you got Devin Haney and Tank Davis. Robert Easter and Tank ain't gonna fight, but you got Devin Haney, who's been calling out Robert Easter for a very long time, the undisputed lightweight champion. You know, you got George. There's so many guys that plan on moving up to 140. So it's big fights right there for Robert Easter. Big fights for Robert Easter. So let's see how this unfolds. But I would love to see Rolando, Rolly Romero, and Robert Easter go at it. I think that Rolly Romero obviously is a character within the sport of boxing, and he lets you know he's a character in the sport of boxing. He lets you know this is needed in the sport of boxing. So it would be an entertaining fight, and a way for, again, if Rolly was to beat Robert Easter, the biggest winner in his record by far. And if Robert Easter is to beat Rolly, that puts him right back in the limelight. So it's a win-win for both guys. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV. All one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Raw. Make sure you like and share the videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.